In the middle of late spring, the Loyalist army advances back through the Fetka Gap. They have assaulted the Royalist fort guarding the pass and seem eager to come to battle and avenge their recent losses. The month is very wet in the south, and the marching is painful and frustrating. General the Count Goudaria has an army of some 82,000 mice, and despite the weather and recent defeats they are in good spirits. The Loyalist command assure that they outnumber the Royalists. Their recent reports are that Camembert is far in the east, and only Pigafetta and Gamalost oppose them. Goudaria has reorganized his army to 4 corps, the first under Rostopki, the second under Decimaus, newly promoted to replace the fallen Flavisham. Penella replaces Moselton in command of almost all the cavalry brigades, while the guards are kept in a separate reserve corps, and commanded by the Count himself. The plan is to encircle the Royalist force, cut them off from Milbekaise and crush them in detail. A simple task if reports are correct. But the reports are not correct. The Royalist army is gathering. Camembert is marching back from the border with what used to be Zurin. Gamalost did have a plan to rest and reorganize, but there is no time for that. Milbekaise must be defended and the enemy destroyed. In fact, Gamalost slightly outnumbers Gudarian with 90,000 mice under arms. Gamalost has more guards brigades, which are spread between the various corps, and has many more long guns, 5 batteries to 2. The cavalry is also split between the 3 corps, rather than massed like in the Loyalist force. The day of battle arrives, but Gudarian does not. His old wounds have flared up, which combined with a horrid cold and fever means that the general is unable to leave his bed, let alone sit on his mount. Gudarian is unwilling for the opportunity to destroy the Royalists to be lost, and insists that the Count Rostopki, formerly Baron Verpelt, assume command. "Advance, cousin, destroy these traitors." Rostopki salutes and rides to the field. Gudarian's orders are for First Corps to find the enemy, wait for the guards to form up behind, and then attack in strength, breaching the enemy line. First Corps is to attack, then the guards will push through. On the other flank, Second Corps is to engage the enemy, while the cavalry find their flank and break the line. Rostopki has his own ideas. The battle is a story in 2 parts, the north and the west. It takes place on almost the same ground as the First Battle of Milbekaise in the previous year. In the west, Pigafetta's corps holds ground against the advancing First Corps and the reserve guards. In the north, Gamalost's corps holds against Decimaus and the flank-marching cavalry of Penella. Camembert is in the centre, ready to march to the sound of guns. And the guns start to fire in the west. At 10 in the morning, Rostopki's corps forms a line of battle between the Drekvald and the village of Gingerbingli, centred on a small hill, the Bienview. Scouts report that their enemy force is not that distant, and marching west towards them. Rostopki interprets this to mean that the enemy are marching to attack his position, and sends word to the Reserve Guards Corps to halt its march to his rear, and instead advance east from the road, take a nearby ridge, the Linktor, and then attack into the enemy's flank and rear. General Muskrat, commanding the Guards Corps in Gudarian's absence, is delighted with these orders, and acts to follow them directly. Rostopki's guns open fire on the advancing enemy, but they are not advancing. They are marching into defensive positions. This is Camembert's vanguard, taking up position on the long hill, which was the left flank of the Royalist army in the First Battle of Milbekaise, and has now been renamed the Brugy Ridge. The Royalists are not advancing to attack Rostopki. They are simply marching to join Pigafetta, whose troops are in the valley to the south. At the same time as Rostopki is ordering Muskrat to move guards to the Linktor and attack the Royalist flank and rear, Pigafetta is ordering his 1st Division to advance and occupy the same heights to secure the Royalist flank. Both sides are marching on an empty piece of real estate that commands the southern flank of both armies. The Royalist Guards Corps is a corps only in name. It consists of 5 brigades of high-quality infantry, but no artillery or cavalry, some 10,000 mice. Pigafetta's 1st Division is a mixture of militia and regulars, with light infantry, as well as artillery and a brigade of cavalry, some 14,000 mice. And the 2nd Division is not far away, another 18,000. Muskrat advances, and really should reach the crest first, but seems too eager to turn and head to the north and the supposed enemy flank. The guns firing to his left are capturing his attention. The guards move north to cross the creek, and are met by long-range artillery from Pigafetta's 2nd Division, and surprised to see light infantry and cavalry on the heights to their right. Muskrat sends off a dispatch to Rostopky reporting the situation, asking for help, and affirming that he intends to attack and seize the heights. The Valuable's Guards brigades are isolated and on the extreme flank, much as they were at the First Battle of Milbekaese. The Guards advance up the slope, but are hampered by the enemy light infantry. It takes a while for order to be restored and a fresh line established. Then they advance again, just after midday. Royalist artillery has arrived on the link tor and disrupt one brigade. The others push through fierce fire to reach melee. On the far left, a militia brigade with regulars in support on high ground is able to push back the Guards, while in the centre, the Guards break the enemy line and send two brigades routing down to the east. This brigade reaches the top of the link tor and looks into the valley beyond. There are at least 3 more brigades down there in good order, including cavalry. And to make matters worse, Pigafetta's 2nd Division is advancing on the Guards' corps left, crossing the stream and attacking. Muskrat instructs his centre brigade to charge forward, while he reorders the rest of the corps. The brigade roars down the hill, destroying the regulars below them, but are then countercharged by the cavalry and shatter. The remaining Guards begin to fall back. General Rostopky has himself arrived to oversee the situation and orders a fighting withdrawal before returning to his own corps, before he gets cut off by enemy heavy cavalry. At 10 o'clock the Guards were ordered to take an empty hill and turn the enemy flank. By 1 p.m. they have been beaten back and are trying to escape. But Pigafetta's corps will not permit this. As 1st Division rallies and advances, 2nd Division attacks in strength across the creek. At 2 p.m. the heavy cavalry attack with infantry support, and 2 Guards brigades are shattered and destroyed. By 3 p.m. the corps is reduced to just 1 disrupted brigade, and much of Pigafetta's corps is marching away to the north to deal with Rostopky. Just after 4 p.m. the last functioning unit of the Reserve Guard Corps breaks and flees, carrying Muskrat away and out of the battle. Goudarian's hammer has been shattered. Has their sacrifice been worth it? Have they occupied enough of the Royalist army for long enough so that 1st and 2nd Corps and the cavalry can do their jobs? All will be revealed. Well, some will be revealed in Part 3, 1st Corps and Camembert.